Tens of thousands of Egyptians spent the night in Tahrir Square on Sunday in a joyous celebration of Mohammed Morsi's election to the presidency. Morsi was declared the winner of Egypt's first free presidential election in its modern history, following a tight race with Hosni Mubarak's last prime minister, Ahmed Shafiq. Morsi is also the first Islamist to be elected as head of state in the Arab world. Gerald Flurry explains why this election is destined to impact your life.
Let me read a quote to you from William Gensert, American thinker, August 14th. Here's what he wrote. With the upheaval in Egypt, the only successful Middle East peace treaty is in jeopardy. That's the only successful peace treaty in the Middle East, and we helped to destroy it. But he says it's in jeopardy now. The Egyptian border crossing into Gaza is now open, and Hamas is very happy. It's so much easier getting weapons without the prying eyes of the Israelis. Iranian warships banned since 1979 have been allowed to traverse the Suez Canal into the Mediterranean. Egypt, once considered a strong American ally, is now drifting within the Iranian orbit. Now, those are very frightening words, and yet they're true. They're absolutely true if we will just look at what is really happening in the Middle East. The terrorist Muslim Brotherhood has joined forces with the strong military force in Egypt and has become the dominant power there. And it's getting more powerful every week and every month. Now, you've heard us talk on this program about this, and we've been prophesying for almost 20 years that Egypt would fall into the orbit of the King of the South, or Iran. We've been telling you that for years. And when we told you that years ago, nobody agreed with us. In fact, nobody has agreed with us until just recently. This man agrees with us, but we said it 20 years ago. How could we possibly know that? How could we possibly understand that 20 years ago when nothing was happening to indicate that these events would unfold that way? Well, it's all because of Bible prophecy. It's right there for us to see and understand if we'll only listen to what God says. How could we possibly understand it any other way? It just doesn't make any sense any other way. Notice another comment that I'll read to you. This is from a major newspaper in Britain called The Guardian. Quote, Timothy Garton Ash warned last week that a violent anti-Western Islamic force has gained the upper hand in Egypt and throughout North Africa. That includes Libya. But they've gotten the upper hand in Egypt and throughout North Africa, producing so many new Irans. If that does not add up to a vital European interest, I don't know what does. Well, now that's a deadly change that is taking place in the Middle East, and what most people still do not understand is that Iran rules the Middle East. And they are going to drag nations into war. I mean, look at where they're going and how they're pushing, as Daniel says, over and over and over, and it could bring the whole world into a World War III because they're about to get nuclear bombs.